We're live, by the way.
Okay. So that's like moment for me to start, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so hello everyone, I'm Akrif. I'm not a kind of big speedrunner in the community, I'm kind of new. I'm playing all the stuff related to platformer games, to fast-paced shoot 'em ups and bullet hell genre. So I'm pretty much like excited to join up the P4P with my Furi speedrun, which is a pretty hard and pretty troublesome game. As for the genre of the bullet hell and shoot 'em up fast-paced action games. For the speedrun, we'll be doing Furi difficulty. It is a way easier than Furier one, but between those two, Furi is like super hard to do, and the speedrun takes like 2 hours for inexperienced speedrunners, and Furi one takes like 1 hour, and with good knowledge of things below that. So I'll be doing that. Time will start when I hit start. So this will go in 3, 2, 1, go. So, the whole game has kind of plot. Oh, by the way, there's a fun fact on the bottom right of the screen. You can see my heart rate. As you probably see, I'm pretty much stressed about this speedrun because I'll be kind of fighting the clock for this one, since Furi is a game time type of speedrun. So I'll have a little more challenge with keeping up with the real-time timer. So I'll need to like improve my time by a bit like 1.5 of a minute. So about the plot, from the beginning of the game, as we are doing speedrun mode is consisting only of the boss fights. Oh, nice. Only about the boss fights, so there's no story mode involved with it. Yet the story goes about Ryder as the main character being imprisoned by the chain, so this boss. And there is a rabbit that comes to us and tells us we need to kill the guardian to go further to kinda to make ourselves free. And there's nothing big to it, especially at the beginning, since it's a pretty kinda, I don't know, it's a pretty easy task, as the chain is a tutorial boss. Oh wow. This pattern. There's nothing big to it, since we don't know the specifics of the plot until about 4th or 5th boss, which I'll tell you about. But for now, the only thing that we know about the plot is that we are imprisoned and we need to get free. So, about the mechanics of the game, the main thing we'll see is that the fights consist of the ranged phase, the map phase, and the melee phase. The map phase, the like shooting phase, is the blue HP of the enemy that's seen in the upper right of the screen, and the melee phases are the ones that are within the red HP of the boss. Each boss has, actually not each, but most of them have both ranged and melee phases. And there are a couple of exceptions for that, and I will tell you about them. Each boss has a couple of lives, and the last life of each boss is always a survival phase, where you need to survive. There are a series of attacks, and then finish them off. Both the survival is on the ranged phase and for the melee phase, with exceptions, of course. About the mechanics of Ryder as the main character, about what he can do. The main like things that he can do is use his sword and use his gun. For the sword we have normal attacks that you will see most often. You can do a charge slash. You can as well do something like Judgment. Judgment is a move that is used only in the melee phases, and I'll show you probably very soon what's this about. For the gun, we have normal shoots, like we can shoot normally, and we can do a charge shots. And also Rider can block attacks. Not only attacks, he can also block projectiles. Most of them. He can block lasers. He can block AoE attacks, area of effect attacks, and such stuff. For the block, the game is pretty heavy because you can block attacks within 400 milliseconds after use. So whenever you use block, you block only the next attack that will appear within 400 milliseconds from the block start. So it's really, you need to be accurate and consistent to play this game in speedrun. And that's the thing, like, that defines this game pretty heavy to go for. All the enemy attacks that enemy does. Oh wow, I didn't know it's actually possible. I never did this since a long time. Whenever enemy attacks with the melee attack with his weapon, we see a wide glowing, wide, like, glimpse of this, like this. This takes too long. So yeah, you kinda know when a boss attack, and you can then parry all the attacks. Though you need to learn patterns, you need to be kinda experienced with them. On the first try, it's not that easy as you think. So about the plot, the second boss after killing the chain, which is the first boss, here is a strop. The boss is called this strop. Its plot involves around, like, when we kill the first boss, we do hear that there's someone else imprisoned here, like there's a prison in a prison. Oh wait. Oh no. This happens. I don't have anything, right? Whatever. So there's a prison and a prison. Quick time events. Prison and a prison, and to get free, you need to kill each guardian. And we don't know how many guardians are there and stuff, so we just kind of know the motives, the alibi of every one in this world. And that's the thing going around. Later on, we kind of know why we are imprisoned, but it's like much later on. That's the last life of a boss before the survival, so we probably could talk a bit about a couple of stuff. So as I said, Ryder as the main character is imprisoned. He seems to be kinda a human likely. Probably you could define him as a human from the start. Kinda samurai stylish person. Though later on we'll be well disappointed in that. because he's not a human. The whole plot revolves around, there's a planet and there's an invasion on this planet. Well, wait. there's invasion on this planet done by robots like him, and that's why he's like imprisoned. Like, he was one of the robots that were sent to this planet to destroy it and bring the destruction, and there were a couple of like guardians. They are called guardians, all the bosses are called guardians. There were a couple of guardians that, well, helped people around to imprison the writer, the main character. And later on, as we go into the plot, we know what's happening, what he done, and what happens. The Strap is the only boss that have no like attitude towards Ryder, if I'm not wrong. So that's the only boss I can't tell too much about. Except that she was imprisoned as well, and she was that furious she was destroying walls, so they designed a prison where the walls were regenerating and respawning. Meanwhile, this is a stage which is very hard for me personally, so I need to focus a bit. And later on I will tell you about the line, which is the third boss. Okay, let's play it a bit safer. Like, much safer. So close. Okay. We got it. The line is a person who sees the future, and he knew Ryder would come. He would like set himself free from the prison and challenge all the guardians to get out. So he knew what would happen, and he waited for him in here to fight him and stop him. And I said at the start, there's a person called the Voice, the Rabbit, that we kinda know from the start, that comes to us, tells us that we shouldn't be imprisoned, that we should fight for our freedom. And the Line and the Voice, so the Rabbit and this boss, were the people that knew each other pretty much. I'm kinda rushing this for no reason. So that's like all the things about the Line as the third boss. We'll have 10 bosses in game at most. With the expansion pack that we got later on, there is like 12 of them. Yet the expansion pack bosses are not necessary for the story mode to go through, and they are hell hard. Oh wow. 2, 3, 4. And Judgment. Okay, so there's 3 types of charging shots, charging melee in this game. The first, like the less charged attack, is a normal slash that we see most often in the game, done by me. And the second one is the charge slash, which looks like this. It looks like a teleport enter thing. That is just a powerful slash that deals a bit more damage, but you need to charge for a while, like half a second. And the third one that is available only in the melee phase is the judgment or the finisher or the, I don't know, execution thingy. When we hold up our slash for a bit longer, we charge up our slash for a bit longer, about 1 second, we kinda can execute an enemy. And if we do so, then if we hit it, then we are doing a special move against it and deal a lot of damage, really, like a lot. Also, Rider can boost in the game. Like on the melee phase, when we hold our right mouse button, we kinda charge our attack or boost our attack with just accumulating power. We can see that by orange glow in the melee phase. So whenever, oh wow, whenever you see me like going orange in the game, then you can surely know that I boost, and then the next attack after boost deals 2 times more damage. Combining that with the execution thing, it kinda makes a one-hit combo. But for the execution, you need to properly block all the enemy patterns coming beforehand. 1. Oh no. Oh, sad. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I will try to execute him. And here's the execute. So I needed to dodge everything, and then I could execute this enemy. How can talk and dodge this bullet hell? I don't know, I'm kinda used to. I'm playing Rift games a lot, and I'm talking during that, like, when I play Rift games. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I kinda get used to it. 1, 2. And here's the execution again. And that gives like full HP. So that's the fastest, not the fastest way, but it's really fast way. Second fast way to beat melee phase of an enemy. Okay. Oh. 1, 2. Um. 1, 2, 3. Oh no. Oh, sad. This just happens. Okay, quick time events. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, that was really bad. That was really bad. But it's fun. So, about the fourth boss, the scale. The scale is the boss, which is described as insane. That's the one that lost his mind by the voice, by the rabbit, by the main narrator. Oh wow. Of this game. And we are kinda told to not listen to him. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wow. I didn't actually hit him. 2, 3, 4. We're kinda told that we shouldn't listen to him at all, because it's insane. And the truth is, when Ryder landed on the planet and all this stuff happened, like destruction and stuff that it brings to, he kinda created this monstrum. And that's what this boss tells to you on this story mode, like that you created him, and he will kind of undo you and will be better than you, as you know, as his creation. That's too bad. I'm kind of behind. One, two. Okay. Looking good. So that is part of the scale. The scale has only one survival phase, and it's the ranged phase. Like, there is no melee phase for the survival of this boss. Completely none. We are not like forced to shot him, but we are clearing the bullets from the board. So that's the thing that's really good to do. One. Oh wow, I shouldn't do that. There's 8 waves before he goes vulnerable. 6, 7, 8. Good. So now for the 5th boss. I'm 2 minutes behind my PB, but it's okay. We'll somehow get back this time. For the 5th boss, it's the one that led the warriors, the army, against you. And his alibi is about it's all about protecting his son that he has and fighting for his future. So that's the thing that goes around here for this boss. And he has some interesting mechanics, like he has a shield, and whenever we strike him with our gun, he will just reflect all the bullets that we do. 1, 2, 3. Should be enough. Yeah, should be enough. He's reflecting all the bullets that we do to him, so we are forced to fight in the melee against him, which is first like it's the first difficulty of this game for the new players. Like we are used to fighting people by range, by shooting them, and we kind of want to avoid fighting with people in melee because we are forced then to parry up all the attacks. And the parrying is not easy at all. Oh wow, really? I might do an execution right now. Oh, I didn't charge enough. That's why I didn't get the execution. I'm not sure if I stress, like... Oh no. I'm not sure if I'm stressed or not. I don't feel anything right now, which kinda bothers me. I might check in my phone. Yeah, 132. It kinda matches the BPM, right? Oh wow. That was bad. Three, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. good. For this boss, we have two main like phases of him. I like the way he fights. The first one with the shield and with the sword, like the tank style, the blocking style. He's blocking and reflecting all our attacks for the gun. And after 3 first lives, he throws away his shield, and then he fights only with sword. He has more HP that way, but he's less dangerous. Oh well, too bad. He has less HP that way. I mean more HP, and he's easier. And for the Berserker style, we have 2 phases. The first one where we do see how he fights, and the second one is like the same phase, but he's doing like much more attacks. He gives us less space to move around. And that's how it looks like. So for the whole phase, we can only block and shoot. That's the best, like, the best solution for this phase. And for the survival phase, we need to block about 15 of his attacks. I mostly tend to just dash through them because it's more funny to do it the worst way. And that's the whole boss. Okay, now the 6th boss. After the first 5 bosses in the story mode, we are given a choice. We see this woman in the song. She tells us to stop for a while, and if we stay with her at her domain, we'll be granted freedom, like freedom by her side. Nobody will harm us and stuff. But the truth is, she was the one responsible for the whole action of impersonating, of creating like all the Jesus Christ, all the opportunities for impersonating the rider. So she's the most responsible person for all the bad stuff we kinda met during this time. And after like first 5 bosses, when we deny this choice, like we tell her that we want to go forward to get out of this prison, we need to face on 5 way harder bosses. Like the difficulty curve is way it's raised by a lot. Oh wow. You'll probably feel it that it's way harder. Okay. For the song, first 3 phases were only map phases. Now we are going to the normal phases of her, which are a bit more difficult, and she's more agile, she's faster, and more deadly. Oh wow, that's wrong side. Okay. Can I get the judgment? Oh no, I didn't get it. I forgot how many times she strikes. But it's enough. One. Okay, those purple ones are the auto aim bullets. One, two, three, four. I forgot about it. Okay. And the last phase is the survival phase without melee phase. So we won't be fighting her in the melee. We need only to fight her in the range phase. The fun fact is that she's vulnerable only to melee hits in this phase. So we can't shoot her at all. We need to destroy all the pillars, and then we need to reach her and just strike once to go forward. Oh wow, that was a very sad RNG. I have only 3 life, 1 life. Not good. 2 lives. Will this be a KO or not? It's a KO. Okay, it happens. It just happens. It just happens. We need to do all this again. As I say, the game is not easy at all. Okay, the third pillar. Ouch. Once again. Okay. That's the whole boss. We're much behind, unfortunately. It can be helped, of course. The stress is doing its work, to be honest. And I'll try to regain my time. 3 bosses left. This boss also have a new mechanic. Since we kinda don't see her at all. And we see this thing. Oh wow. I was not intended at all. I was not intended. I'll explain what happened. This boss is not visible from the start. We need to search for her. When we play for the first time, we don't really know what's happening. We just know that something aims at us. And we don't see the boss. The main gist of this boss fight is to find her. And then when we find her, we need to fight her at her rules. So she's invisible. She has this sniper rifle that you've seen. When you get hit by sniper rifle, you die. You just die. There's no possibility to survive it. You can hide from it by going behind the walls. Then she shoots automatically. And the thing that happened right there was I was behind the wall, but for too short, and she shot it, and I went off the wall, so she hit me automatically, and I lost my life. So that's the thing that happened right there. And there is a nice strat to the whole fight. Ryder as the character of this game, whenever he blocks, he turns himself against an enemy, against a boss. So when she's hidden, when I do block, I know where she is. I know which direction I need to head to actually find her. So that's the way to go for stuff, for finding her, and all this stuff. 1, 2, 3. The burst has 3 first phases without melee. She forces us to find her, and she plays like a trick and tread all the time. Also, as the plot says, okay, she's below. As the plot says, she treats all this stuff as a game. Like, whole thing that happens on this planet for her is like just the game. So she's kinda gamble her life by doing challenges and stuff, and she's kinda using those unfair tricks against all the people that met her, that face her. I won't finish her up, right? I did actually. Good. The second thing is that at the story mode, we first encounter her scanning us. Oh wow, that was too bad. Scanning us with the. It just happens. Scanning us with the bot, with the droid. That was too bad. Wait. I need to kind of focus a bit. Oh no. The KO is not happening. Don't worry about it. 3, 4. I'll try to play it a bit safer. And once more. Okay, that's it. At the story mode, the droid scans us, and it tells us that we have 8 BPM of heart rate, which is, well, kinda low as for the human. And later on we know that we were sent in multiple copies, multiple like... Oh. Wait, what's happening? 1, 2. And multiple copies into this planet, so... Not cool at all. 1, 2. Okay. And the last phase, which is survival. This is the run killer, mostly. But I never had problems with this phase. Now I should jinx myself, by the way. And I really doubt I will have problems with it. Though it looks complicated. Believe me. It looks and is complicated. Because you need to dodge all the waves. And at the same time you need to hide behind the walls. Wait, where's the next wall? It's here. The next one is here. Okay. And the meal phase. She's fully invisible. Ouch. Ouch. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4. And once more. That's it. Okay, I've saved 1 minute and something with it, so that's a huge time save. Now for the next boss. Oh, I need to go into options. It happens sometimes, so don't worry about it. This location got bugged a bit recently for some reason. Because the performance in this game goes down in this location for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this boss is only melee phase. And the main like alibi for this boss is that he was preparing to face Ryder all the time. He was like trying to outperform him and like give him a challenge. Like that was his desire to train and be as good as him. I knew it. You won't let me charge, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's a thing that happens in this fight, like if we somehow boost in any of the phases, we are one-shotting this boss. Except for the survival. Okay, that's the whole boss. It's the fastest boss in the run. 1.5 minutes, which is good. 2 bosses left. I'm not sure how much time is left on the real-time timer. I hope I will be fast enough. Now the second to last bosses. As you see, it's pretty weird from the start. We are not fighting her at all because it's her. She's. This is a pretty weird boss and the most heart-touching in the whole series because we are told that we need to destroy a guardian to go forward, to get out of the prison. And the fact is that guardian is only a child. Like, she's only a child and she didn't want to do anything harmful. She believed she can stop Ryder by hope. Only by hope, like, she hoped she will be able to talk through Ryder that she don't need to do this at all. So, she can fight at all. She only have all this mechanism that kinda defend her more than, the chaos here happen, don't worry. To defend her more than just fight me, fight Ryder. So there's a huge thing, like huge heartbreak in the series when we fight her in the story mode, and she tells us at the end of the last, like at the last life, at her kind of survival, because it's not her survival, to be honest. Like the last life of this boss is not her survival. I mean, not like she has nothing to offer. It's more about like she's not even fighting back. We can't die at the last phase of this boss because she can fight. She does not deal damage at all. And when we kill her, she like tells us to hold her hand while she's dying. And it's like the last boss before we reach the planet, the exit. But there's one more, after all. As you see, she's more of avoiding attacks than she's fighting, because she can't fight at all, and that's it. Okay, time for the last boss, which is not on the planet. The next boss is not the boss from the planet, from the Guardians. Now time for the scenario change. We are having other set of attacks. As you see, we are spamming lasers, true lasers that we were aware of earlier on. What happened? Let me tell you. So after we beat the previous boss, we kinda got to the surface. And at the surface, we seen that we are bringing destruction to the ground. The ground is going like corrupt when we walk and stuff. And we reach something like facility and stuff, and we see a robot. We see a robot that recognizes you instantly, like identity registered, rider and stuff. And when we mount it, like we are going into this robot, it sends us here to the mothership. And then the mothership, as this boss, asks us, oh no, this is too dangerous. The mothership asks us if we want to annihilate the planet or not. If we do, then all robots like our character will be sent to the planet and destroy it. If not, we need to fight her. And that's what happens. We are fighting her because we are not accepting the fact that we are destroying the planet and all the good people that we fought against. And a pretty nice thing to the whole series is that all the bosses are sorted from the least good to the best ones. So the further we go into the story, the better characters we fight. Like, they didn't want anything bad, they didn't have any motive, any alibi to imprison Ryder. Just the first bosses really wanted to do that. This is the most dangerous phase, because we need to take at least 3 hits. At least 3. So we start this fight with 4 bars of HP. Oh no. Okay, got it. I was tough for a moment. I'm probably late already in time, so I truly apologize about it. It's like, I really wanted to like tell the story and all the mechanics and all this stuff, explain the stuff, then just focus on the game and on the time. Where the time is truly like the same. Like, I won't probably fit 96 in the in-game timer because of this, because I did a lot of mistakes during the run, but nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed for the whole run. This is the last phase, truly the last phase. There's no melee survival. As you see, there's no melee phases in this boss, since she's probably not capable to fight us in the melee, as she's floating in the air. This is the longest survival ever. It consists of 4 other patterns, and we have only 1 life for it. And she's invisible during that phase. That's the 3rd one. It's the most troublesome, in my opinion. Oh wow. It's not only laser. And the last one. of the waves. Okay, this happens. And when the screen appears, it's time. So that's the whole run. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry for the late and all the stuff. I really encourage to play this game. Like, if you liked it, like the style, like the gameplay and stuff, I really encourage to like play the game. The community is small, but it's really like worth to join into. The game is not easy, but challenger, like game that gives a challenge, are the best games, to be honest. So if you're up for the challenge, I really encourage you to play. And thanks all for like letting me run this game. As I said, I hope it was fun.
覚えておけ。彼女は君を混乱させるつもりだ。その声を聞いてはダメだ。
Hello gamers, it is currently really late and probably time for people to sleep. Actually, it is time for people to sleep. If you guys come back at around 8 in the morning, then we'll have some Bioshock, with some other cool games, Kirby, Ghostbusters, Final Fantasy, all good ones. Definitely come back tomorrow. But today was a pretty good day for the marathon, I gotta say. Everyone's a gamer. I'm sorry for calling you a gamer, but but yeah, there are a bunch of cool runs. Sonic, CD, the whole Mega Man block. Definitely go back and watch them if you haven't watched them. There are a few more bid wars for tomorrow. And again, this is a charity marathon. We're raising money for charity. We're raising money for Save the Children. They work in all 120, not all 120 countries. What am I talking about? I'm exhausted. They work in 120 countries, and focus on health, education, protection, and disaster relief for all children, because they try and, help children live their childhood and whatever. It's a real good cause. Definitely donate. And speaking of donating, people have donated. Our one and only Manix86 donated $11 during that last run. And it reads, "Shoutouts to everyone who is supporting Save the Children throughout the weekend. You are all awesome, putting this towards Primrose, Single Story, and Octopath." If you don't want Primrose to win, then you could donate against that. I'm gonna check and see what everyone's at. Primrose is at $11, and I don't know how to say any of these other names, but one of them is at 10, and the rest of them are at 0. So definitely donate for that tomorrow, so Lori will run what you want. And I think we're done here for the night. I don't want to hold everyone up for too long, because everyone's exhausted right now. So, later.